What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Street Fighter Duel video. Alright guys, we're going to be doing another showcase today because some of you have requested after the jury showcase that I cover Rose, and I have no problem doing that because she is on the list of fighters, as is everybody else anyway. So we're going to be doing two today. I'm going to cover Rose first, and then I'm going to cover the Bison Killer, believe it or not, Zangief. And we're going to talk about why he is the Bison Killer and what makes him so special when you are fighting units like Bison. But there is obviously a stipulation to that. But let's talk about Rose first. So let's jump into it. Rose is probably the best support unit in the game. And I say probably only because for DPS, Street Poison has come out and she's kind of dominated that aspect of things. But she doesn't have the variety that Rose does, as well as the damage, right? So Rose is one of the only real good control units as well. But let's talk all about her and see what she's all about. So you can see here I got SSS+5. She is a master unit, so her advantage, of course, is against Infernal. She's a tech type, which really surprised me, to be quite honest with you. I'm shocked that she was. She's obviously a support class, and she's got secret fighting style secret arts, so she gets 100 HP bonus there for that. As you can see here, my gear's not the greatest, purposely, because I took all that gear off and I tossed it on to Cammy, to Trendy Cammy. So I'm going to keep it this way for now. You don't really need her geared up, because I don't use her for damage, I use her for support. Realistically, that's what she's going to be about, and we're going to talk about why, okay? So first thing, Fast Chant is what I got on her for speed, so she can obviously push out more, because she's one on my team, she's usually the speed one. Only one person needs it, and I want her to be faster anyway, so I can do more buffs with her. For damage, she's the last resort, realistically, and I'll explain why shortly. For bonds, you need Sea Viper, Decapre, Dulcim, and Mad Ryu. So pretty easy to get for the most part. All of them are free to play friendly. They add more stats to her, and we won't go through each one, but I'll just show you that. Now the Fighting Spirit I do want to go over, right? It becomes Truth Reversal. She gets HP bonus, attack bonus, damage bonus, and damage reduction. So again, she plays pretty good in all roles. I would say she's really the true jack of all trades, but we'll talk about what happens. So Skill the Magician. After another ally unleashes a skill, they will also randomly gain one of the 4 tarot cards. No duplicates, and that's important to note. No duplicates. She provides Wands, which gives crit up, Pentacle, which gives pressure up, Cups, which gives effect accuracy up, and Swords, which gives speed up by 20. Okay, these are all cards that the allied fighters can get when they unleash a skill. A skill is a combo or a super combo. So her assist we already talked about in the other video, but if you have someone tagged to her, when the assisted fighter unleashes a skill, they gain one of the cards, so essentially this, but to one person only. It'll be one of the random. When all 4 tarot cards are collected, the assist fighter gains 10% of her attack. So an amazing assist, like incredible assist. One of the top assists easily, hands down. Unlocked at number 10, the increases the effect of the potency of the 4 tarot cards by 100%. So all of these numbers will increase by 100%. So this becomes 20, 20, 40, and 40, okay? So really, really good at plus 10. Like, it's almost a necessity to have this if you're going to push her. When another allied fighter gains one of the 4 tarot cards, Rose has a 50% chance to receive the same card. So now she can buff herself as well. So she can put a card on herself as soon as somebody else gets it at 50%. And then unlocked at 30, after collecting all 4 random cards, the trigger skill damage is increased to 367% of attack and has a 40% chance to inflict silence on the enemies. Now, this works really well on trigger skills because she's essentially doing a trigger skill, right? Whenever she gives a card that's a trigger skill, it's not like a combo or anything that she does, it just automatically happens. That's what a trigger skill is. So essentially what it's saying is every time she does the 4 cards, the trigger skill, it'll trigger this damage to happen, and then it'll inflict silence on the enemy. So very, very good CC, especially with the silence, because there's no it's got a 40% chance, right? So that's a really high percent chance there to get it. And also the only way to resist that outside of the 40% is to have high effect resistance, which really isn't on gear right now. So very, very good. The 30 is completely up to you guys. You don't necessarily need it. And I'll make a full guide on what you should be pushing each character to. She's probably the worst 30 out of all the Infernal and Masters, in my opinion. But that's a good thing. That means less resources required. But you definitely want to get her to 20 minimum. All right? So that takes care of that. Let's talk about her vehicles real quick. Rejoicing Fool. So when you get, I haven't got total because again I don't use it for DPS. I don't need it. I'm one off. I mean I could do it now. I have enough cards, but I'm not going to right now. I'll do it during a summon video. So when Life Turret explodes, it causes additional healing for 6 seconds, restoring HP equal to 20% of the fighter's attack. So Life Turret is that 4 cards explosion, right? So when that happens, it also ends up healing you guys based on her 20% of her attack, which is really, really good. So she's providing buffs and off healing at the same time. So important to note that that's the best I think to have. If you really want to have more damage, you can get the 6 out of 6 because it becomes true damage instead of just soul damage, I believe. So that is good for DPS if you use her as a DPS. Excuse me, guys. Coming down with something, it's crazy. All right, going over to her skills. Let's talk about each one. So her super, Illusion Spark. Swings the yellow cloth to lash the enemies 7 times, dealing soul damage equal to 516%. Gains one of the following tarot cards, so no duplicates again because you need to collect the 4 cards, right? So if there were dupes, there'd be a problem. We talked about these wands, pentacle, cups, and swords. Increases damage with level 2, and after collecting all cards, does soul damage AoE to 277% of the attack, and it can only happen every 10 seconds. Okay, now this is important though. Keep in mind, like random people get cards, so one person gets 4, this will pop off. If the other person gets 4 the next round, it won't pop off because it's got to wait 10 seconds. So there's a little bit of RNG for this damage. Keep that in mind, okay? Skill 2. This is the one that most people will use her for. Destiny Tarot is inflicted on all enemy targets. All teammates receive 1-time Life Tarot. That's the card that heals. When deployed in the starting lineup, all teammates gain 1 Life Tarot, and all enemies are inflicted with Destiny Tarot, right? And Destiny Tarot increases damage taken by 5%. Target explodes if it takes soul damage. Incredible with Bison or Jury. Using up to 1 stack and dealing area damage of 120% of attack. There's also a 25% chance to do Weaken. Again, works right off of Jury, right? Because she does more damage with Weaken. And stacks up to 3 times. So very, very good. And this is why you don't want to have her as a tag lineup. You want to have her as a front lineup because this Destiny buff here is a buff to you and a debuff to the enemies and a damage move to the enemy. So very important to have that. Combo 3, this is her main combo for damage. Strikes 8 times, doing 626%. It is an AoE, so we'll hit a few targets. For each stack of Weaken on the target, the damage is increased by 10%. So having Bison again on there or Jury on there will really help her do more damage if you plan to use her that way. For each stack of Weaken on the target, the damage is increased by 12%. Important again, Bison does a lot of Weaken, so the Jury, have them on there, and they both work off of like Weaken as well, Jury and her. If the target is at least 5 times weakened, the skill ignores 30% of the target's defense. So pretty easy to get, to be quite honest, but this is not a combo you want to use right away. You like actually maybe you want to use it right away because I'm thinking, because I believe Bison C3 eats up Weaken and removes it. So maybe this is something you want to use if you plan to DPS with her and use Bison more as a unit that applies Weaken, but that's a rare scenario. So going over to a passive, Soul Fortune. Upon entering the battle, the fighter gains 1 times Joker tarot card. After performing a super combo or combo, the tarot card is consumed to record the HP percentage of all allies. When HP falls below 20% or after 12 seconds, this effect is triggered, restoring HP back to recorded percentage, which is insane. The healing cannot exceed 40% of max HP. Okay, so in a nutshell, what this does is when you join the Joker card, records the amount of HP you have after the first super combo is done. So if you're at 80% HP, it records 80% HP. So after either the HP falls below 20% or after 12 seconds, you will go right back to 80% HP, but this cannot exceed 40%. So chances are it's really rare to do exceeding 40% of max HP, but it's extremely useful. Rose gains another tarot card after 40 seconds after it is consumed, so you get a second one after the 40 seconds at level 2. And when the Joker tarot card triggers the healing, it cannot exceed 60% of max HP, so now it's higher. And the last one is Rose gains 1-time Joker tarot card 30 seconds after it's consumed instead of 40 seconds, which is pretty important, right? So again, you can see here, jack of all trades, right? Does everything. Just wanted to make sure we are all on the same page on that, okay? So skill-wise. Now let's actually go into a battle, and I'll show you guys how this works. So we're going to use, you know what we'll do the guild battle. And I'm not aiming for number 1 because I already have that right now, but I'll use 50 here. And just to show you guys how she works out. Okay, so we're going to take out, you know, we'll take out MH Ken for now. Where is Rose? MH Ken. And we'll slow this down for you guys to see kind of how she works out. Okay, so I'm going to use her here as a buffer because I want you guys to kind of see how her buffs apply, okay? So let's go ahead and do this on him, this on there. Okay, perfect. So we're good. And I'll slow it down for you guys, because I know a lot of you guys have requested I slow down the fights. So I'll go ×1, and I'll do auto. And so you can see here she already has the cards applied, right? Those are, I believe those are the life cards. So with her C2 here, you'll see more. See, another card was applied there on Blanca. So Blanca just got a card there. I think that's Pentacle, and then another, and then the life cards remain. And who else got another life? So there. Oh, she got a card herself too. So the 50% chance to give herself a card. She got the crit chance card. All right. So now you're gonna see someone else just got a crit chance card. So that buff is going to essentially apply. So she's now recorded the HP, and what'll end up happening is after 12 seconds, which has already passed, she recovered the HP back to full, which, because that's what we were at, right? And then at 30 seconds, it's going to happen again. And I'm trying to see if we can see one of the explosions after 4 cards are applied. So that's 4 cards. There's 2, 2, and 2. Okay, so this should be 3 after this expires. See, Bison got a card there. Blanca got a card there. She got a card there. Okay, so I'm just showing you guys how the cards work. So there's 3 and 3. Okay, so one more on somebody, it'll end up exploding and doing AoE damage to the boss. Okay, so there's her C2 again. So somebody here, there's 3 and 3 still. Where's the 4th card? I'm just trying to see if there's somebody got a 4th. Oh, it's got to expire first. So, and again, nobody can get duplicates, right? So none of these cards are duplicates. They're all cards that somebody has not received yet. Okay, let's see if it gets to 4. Oh, it timed over. I didn't see the explosion, so it might not have hit the actual 4th card. So, see, damage-wise, obviously you're not using her for damage, but stats-wise, she did a little bit of healing with the Life Tarot card. Elena did most, obviously, but it's mostly the improvement of buffs for damage. So, it's really difficult to use her with another healer because you do lose a lot of damage output and for bosses. So she's really thrives in PVE. So that's where you want to use Rose most. PVE wise, she's going to be your MVP a lot of the times because she will keep you alive. She'll buff your team, and at the same time she'll come out crucial with her healing, with her passive, right? And with her 6 cards, even more healing. So definitely use her in PVE. PvP, I use her as an assist more than I do as a DPS unit, because I think Elena out heals her. Obviously, you can tell that. That's what she's there for. Plus, the battle dance is nice to have at FS30. But Rose is an absolute beast when it comes down to PvE. So definitely use her in that. And use her as an assist for bosses more than anything else. All right, guys, that's the showcase. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. If you have any comments, if I messed up somewhere, let me know. I might have, right? Yeah, thank you guys to the community for constantly commenting and being interactive and engaging. It's really helped the content move up, as well as help me fix mistakes that I've made. So again, kudos to you guys, and happy Sunday. We'll see you guys on the next one.